This is a carved bear, standing with its nose lifted up in the air like it just caught a scent. The shape is there and the pose already has some character, but the surface still feels a little plain. And this is the exact same bear about 10 minutes later. I didn't make a single new cut. It's the same piece of wood and the same pose. All I changed was the surface, and that is what this whole video is about. Here's the plan. I'm working from a simple bear pattern, a bear with its nose lifted into the air. The pattern includes 3 views, both sides and the top. First, I'll attach the paper pattern onto the wood block and use it as a guide while carving the entire bear with 2 carving knives, a C16 roughing knife for shaping and a C7 detail knife for the finer details. Then I'll switch to a 30-watt wood-burning pen. The interesting part is seeing where the wood-burning pen can do things that a carving knife simply can't. And I'll stop and show you each one. Let's get the pattern onto the wood. Getting the pattern onto the wood is what saves you time later, so I don't rush it. I glue the paper pattern onto the block, making sure both side views line up properly. Then I attach the top view to the top of the block. Together, these 3 views show me exactly where to remove wood and help keep the bear balanced and proportional as I carve. There are 2 reference lines I pay close attention to. The baseline along the bottom keeps all 4 feet level, so the bear will stand properly. Then there are the leg separation lines under the belly, which show where the front legs end and the back legs begin. Keeping those reference lines in mind makes shaping the bear much easier once the corners start disappearing. The block is basswood, which is exactly what I'd hand to anyone just starting out. It's soft, the grain runs straight, and it forgives a lot of mistakes. Right now, I'm just cutting away everything outside the pattern lines until the basic shape starts to appear. I find the curve of the back, the drop of the belly, and the overall angle of the raised head. The one thing I want to protect here is the snout. Because the bear is looking upward, the muzzle is the highest point on the whole carving, so it's the easiest part to accidentally cut off. I leave extra wood all around it and sneak up on the shape slowly. When the wood tears and goes fuzzy instead of slicing cleanly, that's the grain telling me I'm cutting in the wrong direction, so I flip the piece around and cut from the opposite side instead. No details yet, just the basic silhouette. Now I round everything off, because a real bear has no flat sides. Then it's time for the legs. I follow the belly lines I drew earlier, making careful cuts to separate the front pair from the back pair while keeping every leg nice and thick. Thin carved legs may look elegant, but they're also much easier to snap, and this bear has to stand on its own feet. I start with that lifted snout, carefully shaping the nose a little at a time and removing small pieces of wood until the profile looks right. Then I round the underside of the jaw so the throat looks stretched upward. That's what gives this bear its character. The ears are just two small bumps, and honestly, the more I fuss with them, the worse they get. So I shape them quickly and move on. Now for the cleanup cuts. My favorite part, long, slow, controlled passes that leave little flat facets across the surface. A lot of carvers sand them away for a perfectly smooth finish, but I love the way they catch the light, so I'm leaving mine. So this is the bear, fully carved, nose in the air. For a lot of people, this is the finish line, and there is genuinely nothing wrong with stopping right here. It's a solid little carving, it's just quiet. So let's give it something to say. This is a 30-watt wood-burning pen with a fixed temperature, so there's no heat adjustment. Instead, the trick is learning how the pen behaves and letting the tip do the work instead of forcing it through the wood. The eyes are where this bear either comes alive or stays just a decoration, and this is the first thing a carving knife simply can't do. A blade can carve the shape of an eye, but it can't give it depth, contrast, or expression. That's where the wood-burning pen makes all the difference. Then come the claws. Just a few burned details are enough to turn simple carved paws into something much more believable. That's one of the nice things about wood burning. It can help disguise small carving imperfections without changing the shape itself. I let the wood cool for a minute, then rub in a light coat of beeswax with a microfiber cloth and buff away any excess. The wax brings everything together. The burned details become a little richer, the wood gains a soft, warm glow, and the bear takes on a more finished look. The knife built the body, the pen brought out its personality. If you carve this bear using our pattern this weekend, do me one favor before you call it finished. Burn in a single line of fur texture and see the difference it makes. I've never met anyone who stopped at just one line. Drop a comment and tell me what you're carving, because I read all of them.